Ah, yes. Back again. You know we had to come back again to your favorite friend. You know it's group. You know it's Coffee Break with JM. Well, hello. Guys, welcome back to the program. Welcome back, my fine feathered friends, back to the program. Bill O'Donnell says this is much needed. It's just it's what do the kids say? It's peak. It's peak. It's cinema. It's Coffee Break with JM. Well, hello. Guys, welcome back to the program. Let me move some furniture. Um, if you did not know it by this point, a big part of Coffee Break with JM is a thinly veiled infomercial for my Patreon account using the superpowers that I have developed over my years of having undiagnosed ADHD. I figured that, as I say on Pencil to Pencil, you love the smiling angelic countenance, but even better yet, you know that JN has a charisma of 16 with a +3 modifier. That's right, it's geek time, it's nerd time. You know I can ensorcel and incite. So with that, I I invite you to check out my Patreon. You see the drawing over there. I know you don't go around willy nilly clicking on QR codes, but that takes you right to my Patreon. Check it out. And if you haven't at this point, I invite you to come on, get on the bus, Gus, and make all your dreams come true. Let me clear some stuff here. Let's get started. Guys, hello, welcome back. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a coffee break to step to. Um, I I'm not wearing my reading glasses. That's why he can't he can't read without his glasses. He is the administrator of the facility. Yes. Hey, what's going on? I didn't do my intros. No, don't do that. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't waste my what we'll call 'em, my GP, my group points. I wouldn't waste my group points by Rick rolling you. I know there are a bunch of people that would do that. Like they would think that would be hilarious to take your hard-earned trust in what do they how do they say that, Jardine? Take the piss? Take the piss. I would never take the piss with you. Well, hello, Scott Kurtz. That's Coffee Break with JN. Yes, hello. How are you, friend? Um, Everybody knows my good buddy Scott Kurtz, pioneer of webcomics and man about town, plying his trade in the middle grade graphic novel space. How are you, Scott? Hey, you know what? Since I haven't seen you in a while, let's do our first sip of the night. Guys, you know what to do. Get your pinkies ready. Because when in doubt. Man, I haven't done this in a while. Hold on. I missed a week, so I'm off. So it's been what, 3 weeks? Okay. Guys, first sip of the night to my boy Scott Kurtz. And even I will give you the satisfaction of satisfaction of hanging out with Gogo 13, Master of Snipe. Shout out to Saito san, rest in peace. Mastermind mangaka behind Gogo 13. Let's do some scab. What's that? Some coffee and build. It took me a minute. Yo, scab. Thought you was trying to call me out. What up, Bill O'Donnell? Yeah, the tourist Jody says, yep, take the piss out of. Yeah, nice. So, guys, this is interesting. Today, I am not streaming on our affiliate Pencil to Pencil Facebook channel. I'm streaming on our YouTube channel and also my personal Jamar Nicholas YouTube account. I don't know why. We did such a big push to make you guys come to the YouTube when we do these live streams. So then when I check the metrics, nobody's watching it on Facebook. So why am I streaming it to Facebook? So I have this dream that I'm going to somehow wind up doing this on Twitch. I'm Twitch dumb. My boy Stone Cold Steve Conley has a really great Twitch channel. I know Scott Kurtz once in a while goes live on Twitch. And it seems like that's where the fun is. That's where the streamers are. But I would be remiss if I did not do some intros, say some hellos tonight. And we're going to say some hellos to, you know who you are, the superstars of Coffee Break with JM, guys. Oh, and this might be like a D&D edition. Check out the fit. You see this uh, eye beast? Because I think we can't say what it really is because it's not licensed that way. Let's say some hellos. Who's here tonight? Let's do some shout outs. The first person I saw when I was behind the scenes, shout out to Uncle Mike. Tio Michael's in the building. What up, Tio Michael? I see my man Tristan. What up, Tristan? Good to see you. I see Ronaldo. What up, Ronaldo? Good to see you. Yo, I see mighty Matt Ringo of the Ringo Dynasty. And if Matt's here, that means Suze may not be too far behind. I see Notorious JRD is having some user issues. It happens to the best of us, buddy. It's okay. You know, they sell little Johns for that. You put it under your tongue, get you right. You know, I see my man Dollar Dollar Bill, yo. Bill Donald's in the building. Let's see who else is here. Who else is there? I see the same three people in here. Scott Kurtz, gotcha. I guess it's just you four people. Oh, there you go. Suze. Hello, Suze. Oh, they're always superstars in the chat. Hello. Ronaldo Glizzo Capo, report for duty. Woke up this morning, got myself a dog. Dog, 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 dog. We gotta talk about Glizzies tonight, you guys. We got to. We gotta. Hey, let's get to it. So, some of you might have been like checking your video scope 2 weeks ago. I'm like, bro, where's coffee break? And I think at this point, you guys know if you don't see the signposts go up, that coffee break ain't happening. I have a really strong track record of hitting these pause and making them happen when they're supposed to happen. Capping, what's happening? Capping, what's happening? Rapping, and I did not um, do one 2 weeks ago because I was in Greensboro, North Carolina. No, wait, that was the other one. I was not Greensboro. I was in Dallas. I was in Dallas, Texas. Shout out, Scott. Um, in the Metroplex doing a battery of school visits. So I got home Thursday night, so I missed coffee break. What did you do without me, you guys? Life be lifing. Imam Mark, what up, brother? What up, Mizzle Kisses? Good to see you, my man. We went from coffee to matcha. Not feeling this. No, not matcha. No, not matcha. Sue says, everyone report for duty. I see no decaf, y'all. I love it. Dollar Bill says, life be lifing. Oh, Scott. What does Kevin Hart say? I wasn't ready. I was not ready. I left uh, mild, balmy Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where I believe it was 66, 65. Got to Dallas, it was 85 degrees, and I was like, oh no. So we have some shared friends in Texas, Scotty Kurtz and me. And one of my boys picked me up from the airport, and I was like, "Yo, I haven't felt heat like this since I haven't been privy to a Texas summer in a minute." Because Texas gets cold now. With the global warmings and all that kind of stuff. I remember going to Dallas and it was just like That's where I learned about the heat index, where it's so hot, they gotta add a whole new column of numbers to it. It's crazy. Um, but yeah, I wasn't prepared. It was like, I don't know what I was thinking, because the last, while my mom was still around, I remember like the last couple of times I'd been in Texas on book business, it wasn't that bad. But yo, heat's back on the menu, boys. Let's see, what have people been doing since I was gone? Since I've been gone, Notorious JRD has been writing. Looks like at the end of those movies where it freeze frames and says JRD went on to publish award-winning books. Ronaldo says, I have tomorrow also I'm enjoying a scotch, no decaf. Do you have like a special cube? Oh, that's bourbon. Do you have like special stones or do you have special stones, Ronaldo? Pause. Do you have special stones or ice cubes you put in your Johns? Let's talk about it. That's right, pinkies up. Scott Kurtz, Leon Three's in the can, buddy. What are you talking about? Leon Three's done, and it'll be on bookshelves January 2027. I don't know where you've been, buddy. You missed a whole book. You missed a whole cycle. It felt like this one took forever, but it's done, and I believe I'm about to bless it, and it's on its way. Um, let's see. Did I miss anybody else? Yo, my joint's slowing down. What's going on here? I'm getting some chop. Yeah, we're getting some chop. Mark says the heat index is the Weather Channel version of Stitches Get Stitches. Ronaldo says, can't they just make the heat index and the wind chill factor the temperature? No one cares what it is. We want to know how to dress. It's currently 80 degrees, feeling like 109. Just say it's 109. You like my okay? I feel you. Yeah, man, it's a lot. I feel you on that. Uh, Bill says, "Is Leon in the big big problem?" It's too big. Pause. Is Leon in the big problem going to be in hardcover, or softcover? Yes. Concurrently, it'll be hard and softcover. I think the prices have gone up. I'm not sure, but I think the softcover is 14. It's not 15 yet, and I think the hardcover is usually like 25 or something. Pre-order it now. Why don't you? Check out bookshop.org. Go to your local independent bookstore. Pre-order it. Go to your comic book store and pre-order it. A lot of the LCSs these days have Scholastic accounts. Go get it from them. I've heard though that the comic book stores are kind of slower to get things. I think if they don't have their own Scholastic accounts, they order things through the. I almost misspoke. I was about to say they order things through the Diamond catalog. Look at me acting like it's 2023. Teal Mike says, "Is this Friday your It Ain't Hard to Tell live from the Philly Con?" Yes, tomorrow, Friday, the 29th, I will be at the Pennsylvania Convention Center in lovely Philadelphia, PA. With my boy Mike Hawthorne doing a live on stage. It Ain't Hard to Tell. Ask Me Anything podcast. If you have never heard of this, I don't know where you've been. If you join my Patreon, if you join Mike Hawthorne's Patreon, that's one of the things that we do every other week. We do a rousing um, Ask Me Anything podcast with prompts brought to you by the world of hip hop. So I like to tie in the fact that there's a lot of corollaries between the rap and the hip hop music business and the comic business. So yes, I believe it'll be in room 125 at 7 p.m. You know, A lot of these shows are turning into 4 day shows. They used to be 3 day shows. They used to be 2 day shows, and now this one's. I think it's. Is it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? It may be. It may have started already, but I know it's no. Maybe it's more. They open late on Friday and it ends late on Friday. So our things at 7. Ha! Tell Rodala, get both. Soft for the road, hard for the home. Pause. I mean, yeah, you get wherever books are sold, Bill. I just like to, give a shout out to the homies. I mean, I've said this before. You can go to Bezos, you get a Target, Walmart, whatever. I don't know about physical rack space at those big box stores. That's not easy to come by. So, but they do carry the stuff online. So wherever you want to order it, just order it. There's nothing standing in your way. If your LCS gets it, it'll be the end of the school year. Jardy says, "Will this? It ain't hard to tell. Be recorded to later be added to the Patreon." Yes, my plan is that we will record tomorrow's session and we will post it next week. That is my plan. And we've done these before. Like that's where Ronaldo came from. Ronaldo met Hawthorne and I at Baltimore a couple of years ago at one of the live It Ain't Hard to Tells. We had a lot of fun. Everything synced up, and it was amazing. Oh yeah, I posted that. Shout out to the home team, Brave New Worlds, Old City. Casey and Brian had a really cool visitor in the store. Jim Lee walked in, was like, "That's a nice shop," and they were like, "Holy shit, it's Jim Lee!" Like the Scooby Doo Mysteries. Hey guys, it's Don Knotts. Hey kids, what did I miss? Jim Lee, 81 Modus. Hello, how are you? Good to see you. 81 Modus was on Pencil to Pencil last night and put two and two together and remembered me from Draw Magazine. You might remember me from some of your favorite interviews at Draw Magazine. I interviewed a young Scott Kurtz in Draw Magazine. And then I took Andy Park's spot and became the crusty critic doing art supply reviews. I don't know about that. That's what Pencil to Pencil is for. It's a new sister project of Draw. Since nobody reads anymore, we had to do a video project. But you know what? Ask me nicely, and maybe I'll do some tool reviews. I do stuff like that really intermittently on my Patreon, but I'm always looking for some new things to do. Jardy says the rules for selling books at Target are wonky, and they generally only have 2 A-frames for books. It's nuts. Yeah, and the space is only getting smaller. I mean, shout out to Dave Pilkey. Like one of the shelves is Dog Man, but yeah. Ronaldo says, "Great show. I learned about Hawthorne and the Pennsylvania Dutch." All right, send me some art supplies. You don't have to send me. But yeah, that was so. Yeah, we're doing that on Friday, and it's cool. Like, it's funny. I remember back when I was a younger poobah, and I would get so excited about the local comic book show. I'd be like doing my Rocky montage, like running down the Italian market with kids behind me, like punching punching meat. Pause. Punching meat in my Rocky montage. Um, but it's funny. The calendar is so full these days, and it's just like, oh wait, that's this weekend. Oh, that's next week. So it's kind of. Yo, you see Rocky over there punching meat. Pause. Oh, holy crap. Oh, all right. Hold on. Let's grow up, you guys. Sue says Barnes and Noble to open 60 new stores this year. Who knew? You know, it's funny. I was tracking that, like in Philly, in Rittenhouse Square, was this magnificent Barnes and Noble. It was two stories. There were a lot of vagrants up in there, and they had a public bathroom. Shout out to public bathrooms. And just when everything started to shrink, they shut that place down. It changed the whole vibe of that part of town because that was like a destination spot. You'd meet up with people, you'd go loiter, you'd hang out in the very, very robust magazine section. The magazine section was like 5 aisles, right? And when it went away, we're like, and that was like a killer corridor too. The um, world headquarters for Urban Outfitters was next door. BNN was right there. What's over there now? Anthropology? I don't know. I don't mess with downtown like that. But they reopened. They reopened, but not in the same place. They're on Chestnut Street now, and it's kind of like not. It's not the same. But I remember watching some like Forbes.com essay about Barnes and Noble, and they're rejiggering. Is they were trying to copy the playbook of independent bookstores, where each one has its own personality and it feels more cozy and more like community based. And here's local authors and all that. So BNN started reopening or laying out their planogram, kind of biting off of independent bookstores, and now they're kind of reopening and fighting with the independent bookstores who have thrived since they've been closed. Since we've been closed. So I'm interested in what happened and what's going to happen with that. I don't know. I love that people still like reading. I mean, that's our bread and butter these days. Like, will you please read? So I'm always down for that. But it's just, it's just money. Hmm. Well, no, this is nothing corporate pretending. Nothing like corporate pretending to be authentic. Yeah, word up. How do you do, fellow youths? So yeah, I mean that's definitely going on. But kind of going back to that thing, you can order. Please pre-order these books. Scotty Kurtz will tell you. I don't even know if Scott's still here. Scott will like check in and then disappears. The way this market seems to work these days is like pre-orders are so important. It's like you gotta push for pre-order and hope you can kind of like move the needle there and kind of like ride that wave as long as you can. Bill says, "Oh, the Barnes and Noble at the Baltimore power plant that closed during COVID was oh, that was the double decker one, right in the Inner Harbor, right? Oh, that was a beautiful Barnes and Noble. Oh my gosh, I always wanted to do a book signing there. And it's interesting. I did a book signing at the Philly, not the old Barnes and Noble in Center City, Philly, but the new one, and it was all right. It's all right. It was all right. I was reading this thread, and this is interesting. Kind of talking more about the book business. Is that this? It wasn't Philly. I don't know where it was, but this author who has to do their own press and has to do their own baby shaking and hand kissing, um, had a signing at a Barnes and Noble, and she got on her Instagram, who's got thousands of followers on Instagram. She's like, "Hey y'all, pull up, come through. We're gonna take over this Barnes and Noble. It's gonna be hot." And She gets there, her team gets there. There's a lot, people milling about, very excited to meet the author. The bookstore ordered like 6 copies of the book. So the internet then goes, 6 copies? What are they, nuts? Right? So it turned into a thing where I think she went live, like at on her phone in the middle of the thing. She's like, "Y'all, they did me dirty. I'm out here. I got my whole ass out. Not literally, but that's a phrase. I'm out here. They ain't really order no books. I got people outside. I guess go, get them on my website. Then I don't know." And she made the best. As they say in the wrestling biz, she made chicken salad out of chicken shit. Like she did the best she could with what she had, and she was like obviously upset. And to hear the pushback, this is interesting, you guys. To hear the corporate pushback on something like that is they go, authors, what do they say? For in-store appearances, they usually don't sell that many books. So they're just ordering, I don't know, 12 books. So if you sell through those, awesome. But like, what a thumb in the eye, right? What a thumb in the eye. And even if it's like, I don't know, you guys tell me if I'm wrong. She was so excited. She told her people. I don't even know if B&N really advertised it. Like I was expecting when I got there to see the little standee with my face in it. I don't think they don't have that. So it kind of shows that the pendulum's swinging a whole different way. Where I think they put it on the corporate website. I'll give them that much. But there was no, and where it is now, the Center City Philly one is, it's a major traffic through thoroughfare throughway. People, it's like what do we call it? She was cute shops. It's on a cute shop block. People are coming through like, oh, what's this in the window? Bark, bark. You come through, no sign. So now I'm starting to feel like, yo, do I got to make my own posters too for this stuff? So you show up, there's no books. So anyway, the way this is supposed to work is that your publicist or whoever is supposed to make sure you're straight for the thing, and they're like, "Yup." And I remember I even had to say on my thing, I was like, you know what, I'm having a weird feeling. Can you double check with the store to make sure they ordered enough books? So what is enough books? I'm not exactly sure what that is. I know it's more than 6. Right? So you might have to press them. Like, yo, I got people coming through. How many books you plan on ordering? Oh, we're thinking like 12. So see, JRD comes with the realness. The local stores don't get a budget for promotions not paid for by corporate for seasonal signage. Right? So unless you don't have the backing of your like publisher, and that's just how it is these days, guys. So that's like a total grass is greener thing. Like it sounds great on paper, you got to dot all the I's and cross all the T's. We were going to talk about comic book store book signing. That's a whole other thing. Sue says Greensboro Book Fair was dope. All those kids got books for free. That was really cool. That was a cool thing. But you know what the showrunners, I guess, is what we could call them, plan all that stuff out. Like they know exactly what they want to do. I had a really great presentation. It was videotape. I haven't seen that tape. I know they videotaped it. Didn't they interview people there? I haven't seen any of that. I need to check in on that. But it just shows that you have to like, you still got to you still got to pull your own wagon, you guys. That's just how it works these days. And I remember when I was a younger a younger man with not all this gray hair, and probably one of my worst comic book signings was in Texas. Going back to Texas, I was visiting my mother in Dallas, and this was like really early in me doing comics. And set up this comic book store. So I don't remember the name of the store. And I went in, and I think either they forgot I was supposed to be there, or like Kenny didn't show up to work. There's some sort of kerfuffle, and it was long enough ago that you couldn't, like, nobody had a cell phone to kind of get things fixed. I just showed up and I was just like, "Hey, I'm here for the sign," and then like the what, which starts right there at the bottom. So wow, that sounds real sharp, Suze. Um, they didn't have a table for me to sign at, and they didn't. It was kind of like somebody's. You've been in comic book stores that look like somebody's closet, like they're not set up as a retail space. It's like somebody's basement. They didn't even have like counter space. Like they couldn't even like arm swipe all the stuff on the counter and have me stand behind the counter and sign stuff. So somebody had the bright idea to start stacking up diamond comics boxes and like made a basically made a fort for me. And I just sat there. This is like, I don't, I can't rub two nickels together in this business. And I said, "I'm sorry, guys. I'm not gonna sit on the floor behind a bunch of boxes. You guys gotta do better than that." And they were like visibly upset with me. I'm not doing that. I was ready to leave. And in the grand scheme of things, it probably wouldn't have mattered anyway. But it's like that's like year one JN. You know what I'm saying? And all that stuff, it matters. So when this author finally gets a book signing in her hometown, and it wasn't Philly again. I don't remember where it was. I'm just trying to remember the vibe of her story. And they didn't show up. They didn't show up, and that sticks to you. Right? It sticks to you, and it causes bad feelings. And I've said for the longest time, and it's probably more about how Philly is. It's that you couldn't you couldn't buy love in the city. But I got a lot of love in Delaware when I started out in the business. Shout out to Captain Blue Hen, Joe Murray, and the crew. I got a lot of love in Delaware. I got a lot of love in Baltimore. I got a lot of love in even New York. And here was rough. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I didn't mean to take over the show with that, but like you remember where you came from, right? You remember your people. And that always bothers me about people who've been around for a while. They kind of forget that stuff. Yeah. Ronaldo with some sage wisdom. Prophets are never loved in their hometown. They don't love you, man. They don't love you. It's not, you gotta go out into the world. You gotta go through the ring and the fires of Mount Doom. Then you come back to the Shires. And oh, y'all forgot about Snoop. Wait, what did he say? Y'all got no love for Snoop Dogg? Yo, the East Coast don't got no love for Snoop and Death Row. But you'll show them. You'll get them there. So yeah, I don't know how we got here, you guys. I had talked to Ronaldo earlier in the episode. I mean, before we came on, and I was like, I want to talk about hot dog. And as the resident Glizzy Capo, Ronaldo. Oh, I see that, Bill. I'll get back to that in a second. Um, I'm a little nervous about hot dog reels and hot dog shorts and hot dog TikTok. Remember during the pandemic, the lockdown, where people spent a lot of time trying to get internet famous by wasting food? Remember that? Wasting a lot of food. There was a lot of, is this real? Is this not real? Is this true? These people were making recipes of like putting spaghetti in their toilet, or like, what was it, the pasta dump? I can't remember what it was. Like somebody made a giant thing of spaghetti, and just and their kids are all sitting around around the table. There's no plates. There's nothing, and they just dumped the whole colander of pasta right in the middle of the table. And then they came with the sauce and just dumped it on there and just like frisbee like garlic bread at the kids and gave them forks. And they're like, this is fun. I'm like, what are you doing? And that was tame, right? It's just like, it was like, it was almost a thing of who can figure out a way to make it was all clickbait, right? It's too late. The Shaboy Boy reels has already infiltrated my rhythm. You know the rhythm's gonna get you. Yeah, they never loved me in Philly. I get love now. It took a minute. Um, talking about book signings, Bill says, "Oh, that's double true." Tim Shealy does signings in Chicago. Shout out to is it? Are they still doing that? Four Star Studios. My man Mike Norton make make what does he say? Deeds not words. Megaforce. Tim Seeley does signs to Chicago. Meh. Anywhere outside of Chicago, boom. Yep. It's just how it is, man. Oh, like when they were wasting food. Like I remember there was one where like you get the the aluminum pans from like the dollar store, and the person puts the pan down. It just starts dumping like un. I don't know about if you wash your chicken or however you prep your food, and just started dumping ingredients in this thing, and never took the paper out of the aluminum pan. And people were like, "Yo, did you see?" And it's like, they're doing that on purpose. Like that's like the beginning of like I don't know. It's like rage bait. They know what they're doing. So anyway, I feel like now we're in a whole different part of our timeline where I miss this one woman. Do you remember those videos with this black lady from Philly? And she would always be like in the corner of the screen, and she's like, "Everyone's so creative." Oh, okay. So I see you just gonna put a lot of cheese on that, huh? Okay. You know, everything goes out easy when it's cheesy. I used to like her video because she was funny. She was doing like stitch videos. But yeah, it's sad how food rage bait videos became a thing. But now I think the Glizzy has taken that spot. The Shaboing Boing, the double barrel Shaboing Boing has taken that spot. Why? And this isn't even true. Hot dogs ain't cheap either, but I think hot dogs are just cheap enough that you can use it as content. And with all this kind of like glizzy, phallic pause culture we're in, it's just enough to get you clicks. Now, don't get me wrong, Ronaldo and I share pause. Ronaldo and I share a lot of glizzy videos because they're ridiculous. Like there's one who's doing meal prep, and he's like, "Okay, so here I am doing meal prep for the week," and he's got like 40 hot dogs in bun, pause, and he's just like ziplocking them up and putting them in a briefcase, and people are like, "What are you doing?" They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. So I guess I wanted to ask you guys, how do you feel about the rise of the glizzy? Cruiser Bill, shout out to Cruiser Bill. When glizzies cost too much, you just roll up a slice of bologna. That's right. Shout out to fried bologna sandwiches. We've all been there. Yeah, we could talk about struggle meals too anytime you want. But like none of this stuff is. Oh, and I think JRD was about to say, all those nitrates, all that salt, it's not good for you, bro. It's not good for your system. So, how do you guys feel about glizzy culture? Is it out of hand? You see- Ah, I don't know. Is that it? Did you see the one in the cooler full of glizzies? So I was somewhere mixed company, and I was talking about glizzies, and they were like, what?" I was like, "You don't know what a glizzy is?" So then it kind of turned into this conversation about how do I know all this stuff? So it's a little confounding to me that because we spend so much time in the internet, and I have to be careful the way how I say this. I was going to say I spend a lot of time around children, and it's not how I mean that. What I mean is, it's like, you know, we stay close to our inner children, right? I keep my ear to the streets. I already know 6, 7 is done. Kids ain't saying 6, 7 no more. That's over. Skibbity's done. All that stuff is done. You got to keep up. But me talking about, I was like, oh yeah, they don't call them hot dogs anymore. They call them glizzy, and it's a violation to be caught eating one as a man. And they're like, what? I was like, yeah. So you go to the ball game, and you get you a foot long glizzy. Somebody's gonna record you and say something like, "Hey, yo, you took that straight to the face. He took that glizzy straight to the head." Yeah. Oh, there's still little pockets of 6, 7. I watched somebody do a deep dive essay on that and about how they even the etymology of that is cooked. Uh, like, all right, let's move on. Cruiser Bill says that's kind of a choose your own adventure if you cook it or not. Who's eating raw? Who's eating raw glizzies? That's kind of a choose your own adventure if you cook it or not. But you could grill it up with some bacon and cheese rolled up in it. That's very true, Cruising Bill. Bill O'Donnell, yes, glizzies were a DC thing. Yes, good on you. July would tell you that. If July was here tonight, July would confirm that. Yeah, man, I gotta come. What's going on with glizzies out in LA? What's yo? What's the haps? That's crazy. Okay, guys, before we run out of time, we have to do a Sue's pose. Sue's, please report to the dance floor. We have a Sue's pose alert. Hey, guys, the time just flew by tonight. What did we talk about? Book signings, glizzies, Texas Heat. That just sound. What do you get from uncooked? Is that like trichinosis? Can you even get sick from? Ugh, make my stomach hurt just thinking about this. July, yes. It may be May, but it's always July with Julia Lights in the building. July, please help us out with the etymology of glizzy. Because Bill already called. He was like, that came from DC, right? I was like, yes, where's July? And then I summoned you. You just like appeared out of the mist. Eternity forever. Just a yes. Please, somebody draw a cartoon of Glizzy McGuire. Come on, bruh. You know it's all hacksers. Ronaldo with the facts. Glizzy's are pre-cooked, but you still need to heat them up. Word up. That's right. Glizzy McGuire is fantastic. Yo, hold on. I gotta do a sip of coffee for that. Yo, Eternity Forever just showed up out of nowhere and just stole the show with that. Guys, let's get another sip of, and then as soon as I got you, hold on a second. Holy crap, that was fantastic. I can't find it. I can't find it. Guys, sip of coffee for Glizzy McGuire. Eternity Forever's new alter ego. Yo, I almost did a spit take. That and what was it, Ronaldo? Punch and meat. Yo, we're 13 years old, you guys. I love it. I have it no other way. All right, you guys, let's clear the dance floor. It's ladies' night. It's time for a Sue's pose with your friend and mine, Sue's Ringo. Yo, bring back Steakum. Yo, word up. My cousin knows how to get down. He makes amazing house cheesesteaks. We got we got cheesesteaks at home. Um, Sue's, you know what we do. It's time to. Are we chipping or are we dipping? I think we're going to dip. I put my hand upon your hip, then I dip. You dip. We dip. Yo, remember you gotta let it breath. Let it breath purple. Chocolate rain. You gotta move your head for the mic so it can breath. Chocolate rain. Yo, shout out to Brad Tree. Thank you. Hey Brad, how are you? What is even going on, you guys? That's wild. Jason Statham. All right, Eternity, you're killing me, man. It is ladies' night. All right, you guys, relax. July's gonna break down glizzy. Glizzy was a term young cats at the time made for hot dogs. Shout out to Ben's Chili Bowl. I've been to Ben's Chili Bowl. What a timeless place. Ben's Chili Bowl is a black cultural staple here, and they sell chili dogs and half smokes. Also, Knott's games. A few terms started trending then. Oh, at the Nationals game, the Nats game. Yo, I think I had a half smoke when I was at Ben's Chili Bowl. We went there after AwesomeCon. It was dope. Then New Yorkers found out about it from rap social media and started co-opting it and overdoing it, as we're wont to do. I feel it's more a joke to the world now. You're correct, July. Thank you for that. You like that? Chocolate rain. Yo, man, I hate co-opting. That's where we're at. That's what like John. Like what then one of y'all cats just told me somebody said John to you had nothing to do with Philly. I was like, it's out of my hands, you guys. It's totally out of my hands. That was great. But it is what it is, right? It is we do what we do. Um yo, that was what's a kid's name? Dante Zaytande. Wasn't that his name? Chocolate rain. And then he like move his head, and then it was like move head away from Mike so I could breath. You guys know there's a couple of things that drive me up the wall. One, come on, my D&D nerds. Dice is plural. What is one? It's die. It's not dice. Not give me one dice. It's die. The other one is when people mess up breath and breathe. Breathe has an E on it. Breath does not. You don't breath deeply. And I'm no grammar Nazi. I don't really care about that stuff. But there's some things that just drive me crazy. Those are those. That was fantastic. You guys like that chocolate rain joint. Oh no, leave mumbo sauce out of this conversation. Jared says, so he should go by Andrew Dye. Yes. But maybe in Dice's case, he was thinking, Yes, thank you. Wait, nobody says dice. I hate Mises to pieces. You guys are am I taking the piss? I still can't figure that out. That's great. Um, well, I was thinking about doing a raffle. I'm not doing a raffle. We ran out of time. We talked about glizzies too long. Mark says if mice is plural and mouse is singular, then we should have douse. Douse. You guys are killing it tonight. This is fantastic. It's so much fun. You dice up the glizzy for a chili mac bowl. You know what? I don't even know if I can. I was going to share it and I decided not to. I don't want to strike. But I think something I said Ronaldo today was I think there's a hot dog joint somewhere in the middle of Connecticut, and they have a 2 foot long glizzy. And people like chef those up. Like one, I think is like a giant chili dog, and the dude was holding, was holding it like this, and he was like, "Hey, yo!" But he wasn't like on that pause game stuff. He was just like, "This is fantastic," and he took that to the face, and he was like, "Oh, it's got a good snap." um, I don't even when we went to Ben's Chili Bowl, I ain't mess with the chili. I don't know. Oh, shout out to Yellow Wendy's. I almost forgot. Shout out, guys. Give some love out to Yellow Wendy's, the last bastion of our society of a proper culture was Yellow Wendy's. Where you get the dollar crispy nugget and sustainable French fries. The Wendy's chili was dope. Oh, Jared, you're not putting that on the screen. You've heard that before. You sell that to all the girls. Susan's getting spicy. That's great. Who's out here eating chili in 2026, y'all? Better yet, put it on a glizzy. I can't mess with that stuff anymore. Anything like that, even just looking at it makes me feel like he's not gonna make it. So that reminds me of for my old video game friends in the Sega Genesis. It was Joe Montana's Sports Talk Football. We talked about this before. Yo, I eat chili. What? And one of the things in the game is the announcer like talks to the whole thing. And this is like mind blowing. And when did that game come out? Like 90 in 91 or something like that. And there's still things that my boys we still say when it's from that game. Oh, he's not going to make it. He didn't make it. Fumble at the 1 yard line. Oh, he didn't make it. I feel like that about chili. I just ain't eating chili to the face like that anymore. Better yet, layering it a thing of cheese, chili, and then like raw ass onions. Man, that's gotta it's going somewhere. Wait, what? Ronaldo? Ronaldo's got. Oh, what? Hold on. He's got lore. Ronaldo's got game lore. The wild thing with the Joe Montana game is they made it ishy because they kept the money to make Madden. He didn't make it. Oh, turnover on down. That's fantastic. You guys are great. So anyway, I said I'm not going to do a raffle thing tonight. Shout out to D Fish. who won the last Coffee Break with JN Jamar crate. Um, and I feel really good. I don't know where Tristan went. Tristan was here earlier. I am very happy to report that all of my Jamar crates have gone out. I am standing to this. I will not do a Jamar crate raffle on Coffee Break if I've not sent out the last one. I'm not stacking up. I'm not double bagging any of this. I'm already at max cap in this brain of mine. So we'll just have to. I would have done one tonight, but we're running late, so we'll do it next time. Oh, I love Blaze of Steel. Sling! I love Blaze of Steel and Rebel Rebel. I love that stuff, man. So Ronaldo with some more Joe Montana sports talk football lore. They were trying to finish Madden, but were running out of funding, but got contracted by Sega to make a football game. So they made Joe Montana subpar to save the real goods for Madden. Yo, I believe that. I love lore. And also, I get props with the kids when I say things like, "Yo, you heard my lore, right?" And they're like, "He said lore." Yeah, they are worth the wait. I really try to pack those in. Pause. So you don't do them all the time. They're special. Like cookies are a sometime food. Yo, I never played Montana on the SNES. Probably well, were the colors crisper. I remember what was it? Super Nintendo had oh, what is it? The whatever that V6 graphics chip that made things spin. And Genesis had blast processing. That's great. Well, we're gonna have to talk about it another time, guys. We're gonna start wrapping it up. Thank you so much. Let me do my thing before we get out of here, guys. Like Scott Kurtz asked earlier in the thing, yo, what's up with book 3 and Leon? I'm glad you asked. Leon and the Big Problem will be in stores at the end, well, at the beginning of 2027. If we're still here. We're putting the finishing touches on this. I just got some really great emails from editorial at Scholastic. We're so close, you guys. And it takes this long to get that stuff in the pipeline for it to come out like months from now. So, there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen. The book's coming together. It's looking real crisp. It's almost done. It's very bittersweet, but I think you're going to love it. I hope that people pick it up. I'm really proud that you guys support my work. You support Leon. You'll support whatever happens next down the road with my studio. But you got to get the word out, you guys. Like I say, I love that you guys are pre-ordering. Please tell your people if you have young people in your life, ask them are they reading these books. And what's even cooler about it is now if your kids aged out of Leon, now there's 4 of these books that some kid will discover and get all that stuff in one shot, and that's also exciting. So we keep like reinventing our fan base. There's a lot of great stuff in here. I've built up these characters, and a lot of stuff pays off. And I want to be able to do this again with my next book. How cool is that? And also, I like impressing my friends from work, like Dogman's Dave Pilkey. And also the other superstars of Scholastic, like Jeff Smith, Raina Telgemeyers, Scott McCloud. You know those guys. Oh, come on, you guys. And also let's give a shout out to the Black Frat. Shout out to Jerry Kraft, Raoul the Third. All those good people in there. Tony Weaver Jr. Have you been watching Tony Weaver Jr.'s reels and stuff on Instagram and TikTok? They're amazing. Where he's like kind of standing there like this, and there's some sort of like really like fucked up racism thing video he plays, and then he breaks the stuff down. It's like, what is wrong with you? Are you a racist? Get some therapy. What is wrong with you? It's 2026. There's no space for that. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I want to do this again with my next Leon book. I want to engage the children and get them to love reading like I love reading. Guys, we're not going to make it to the future if kids don't know how to read. You know that, right? That's real rap. Tony Weaver Jr. is fantastic. Don't glizzies and Leon. Yeah, right. Make your saber throw versus asteroids. Yeah, it's real rap. Oh, hold on. I was about to say I don't remember that being on SNES. It wasn't on SNES. It was on Genesis. I was saying I played that game, even though I was. Oh, I got it. Shout out to Road Rash. The Genesis was popping. The Genesis jumped off right when I got into college. Yo, and one of my boys used to. He was the first person I knew that knew about import games, and he would bring these joints to the campus, all Japanese. I'm like, dude, what is Battle Mania? Oh, that's Troubleshooter. What? You got DJ Boy? What? Oh, so good. What a great time to be alive. All right, last thing. Konami avoided licensing for Blades of Steel by using big cities and not making the colors attributed to the NHL. Look at you, Ronaldo. You've unlocked a whole other thing. That's so cool. All right, guys, let's wheels up. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. I hope this was good for you. It was great for me. Good seeing my man Glizzy McGuire. Jason Statham. Yo, you got me. You got me with those. Those are fantastic. Fantastic. And guys, if you love what we did here tonight, I do this all the time on my Patreon. Shout out to my Patronuses. You know who you are. I hide from the internet in my my Patreon campaign, where shout out to Cruising Bill. Thanks for joining, Cruising Bill. You see the love in the Patreon. And also this is just kind of like a cool respite from all the other stuff you see on the Jay and Engineers Network. You get to see me be my whole self here on Coffee Break. And if you love what you see here, there's way more of that where this came from. Shout out Kidlet. Good to see you. So just go to the John. Go down. You see the doobly doo. You see the John down there. Yes. You too, brother. Thank you. We do this for you, for family. So all right, guys, let's do it. Let's say goodnight, John Boy. Thank you for all the caffeines. You know who you are, caffeines. For you know who you are, caffeines. Friends and regular, not decaf. Coffee Break with Jay and for hanging out with me. Let's say goodnight, John Boy. Let's start those engines, guys. You've been watching Coffee Break with JM with your boy JM. We chopped it up real lovely into like chunky white onions with a smooth patina of chili across your entertainment glizzy. You took the glizzy straight to the face. Guys, I go by many names. Perhaps you've heard of some of them. One of those was the administrator of this facility. That's one of my favorites. Johnny Carson, Philly Donahue, John Cena. It was also funny last night on Pencil to Pencil where I think I threw off Mike or Steve when I put the Dear John Jed Hirsch picture up, and they're like, "What's Jed Hirsch have to do with anything?" Guys, you know the lore. You know that Dear John takes place at the rec center. You know the rec center, we have group. And you know, if you get here early, you can park in front of the busted parking meter with the paper bag on it. Pope John Paul. Paul Johns. John Philly Sousa. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I think I'm back. Yes. All those good things and all I like Pope John Paul. Pope John Paul. And also, you know, your favorite and mine. Oh, if you I hold on real quick, real quick. At the beginning of the year when when you try to make really stupid resolutions and none of them stick, I thought I was going to have this moment where I was going to this local movie theater near me had like a deep focus seminar, and it was 10 weeks of Paul Thomas Anderson movies. We didn't get to go see them at the movies, you could rent them or whatever. And then there would be like a Zoom discussion group. So every other week, we were supposed to talk about two of the movies. And I didn't get far. I just was like, this is like homework, bruh. I can't do this. But the first two movies were Hard Eight and Boogie Nights. And also, I didn't know Paul Thomas Anderson was married to Maya Rudolph. Maya Rudolph is my baby mama, my play baby mama. I don't know. Um, and a very young Philly Seymour Hoffman is in like one of the scenes of Hard Eight. That's a big pause. And also, I think it was the first movie with John C. Riley in it. Shout out to Wreck It Ralph. I want to wreck it. So anyway, Paul Thomas Anderson has his crew, just kind of like Tarantino's got his crew. John C. Riley's always in his movies. Philly Seymour Hoffman was always in his movies. What's his face? The the library detective from Seinfeld was in on his movies. Anyway, I didn't make it through that seminar. So anyway, also the captain of the ship, Jean Luc Picard. There are four Johns. So what happened here tonight? You got to hang out with your boy JN and the caffeines. We chopped it up lovely. Now we're in the pipe, 5x5. Somebody wake up Hicks. Oh, I didn't finish my coffee. Shit. What happened here tonight? You got to hang out with JN and you watched me drink a cup of coffee and rub my mouth. Now that I'm out of coffee, somebody wake up Hicks. See you in 2 weeks. Join a Patreon. You have no more excuses.